And I like to start with my cable because we can always restart over with the cable. If we mess up, we always have plenty more. These, we're not as fortunate, so we want to make sure that these are right and they follow suit. So we will just start with our actual cable. It's a lot smaller than I'm used to working with here. And we'll just strip each end. We'll slide on our butt connector. Oh, might have got them a little long. It's a pretty good fit. We'll just give it a crimp.
I always like to make sure that the crease is always down into the loop of the crimper, right?
Excuse me?
You worry about that? So it doesn't ball the... I'll talk to you later about it.
Okay. Just make sure it's on good and snug. In the field, you'll just want to make sure that these are as clean as possible. Cable, coating, butt connectors, everything.
And what are your typical solvents that you use?
Electrical cleaner.
Contact
Just
cleaner?
contact cleaner works great.
Okay, I saw somebody in the past using ether. Is that recommended for the installation, or is that just...
Ether will help get, I mean, you might run into some locations where it's just really bad. Mud, diesel fuel, that kind of thing. Ether will just clean that off, where the electrical contact cleaner...
It could be a lighter solvent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll always start with your shortest from your longest, and you can work your way back. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get them to fit just a little bit more snug. It's just to fold them over.
Yep.
And then slide them into the connector.
Yep.
That way you got just a real nice, it's already tight. Get in there. Then we can go ahead and crimp that one on. By folding it over and crimping it, gives us a nice strong connection. Just pull that one snug. And then we'll just keep working our way back, staggering those. And it's somewhat important to try to keep all the leads the same length. Even though that one slipped on me.
Let me help you. Oh, that one's a little smaller in diameter.
Yeah. That way, like I said, it doesn't ball up or create havoc.
Put your hands away for a second, Jim. Just line them up like you were.
We'll just have to remember I did come out to the end, but that gives me enough room to fold over to get it into the connector to keep it tight. Fold it over.
That one's going to be a little, again, it's a little larger in diameter.
Yeah.
That's why you're struggling.
There we go. Just make sure it's in there good. Crimp her down. Go on to the next one. Crimped on there. You see how they're staying just right where we cut them. Crimp it down. And that's the start of your initial splice. And just to give us a little bit of taping room, we're going to let these relax, and we're going to concentrate on one at a time while we're taping. We'll go with our ground. Make sure we got enough room for our tape. We're actually going to go with this glass tape first. It likes to pick up all kinds of whatever's laying around, so we'll want to always start fresh. Clean this really good. The harder you work at it, the better it turns out. And I'd like to start with one width before the crimp, the butt connector. You can just take it around. So about one width of the tape. And then each time we'll go one width to get a good seal on that. This particular type of glass tape, I believe it's 500 volt per wrap, but as it re-adheres to itself, it actually heats up just enough to seal it up good. Let's go out there. Three, 6. That's our 7.
So you do 7, back and forth.
7 wraps of the clear.
Extending one width each time.
Yes, extending 1 width each time. And then we'll apply the high mod. What you can do is just pull out what you believe you're going to need. It's a lot easier to work with that way.
Because you really have to stretch this one.
Yes, this will need stretched. And just start about a half a length over your clear. And it's better to stretch before you start. That way you're not pulling on the cable. And you'll know you have enough stretch in it. It'll actually change color.
Because it's going to try to reform to itself or shrink back.
Shrink back. It actually pull back tight. You can use your thumb to manipulate any wrinkles that you may get in it. Just kind of help push them out. There's your 2 wraps of high mod tape. And then we'll just add 1 wrap of the glass tape. That would be your 1 face completed. Again, we're going to clean this really good. That's the most important job of this entire splice, is just to make sure this is clean, everything adheres. Press it down a little bit. We're going to go to the high mod again. Give her a little stretch. 1 tape width off the glass tape. We can begin to wrap. Go back to our glass tape. We will wrap this once. Second phase completed. Clean, clean, clean. We'll go back to our hot mod. It's our 2 wraps of high mod again. Back to our glass tape. Phase 3 completed. We'll clean that all off again. Overlap. Five. Back to the high mod. Wrap of glass tape. And that'll be your completed splice with your high mod tapes, glass tape. And what we'll want to do now going forward is to try to keep this as flat as we can. Closer to the tubing, the better. And we'll do that with some fiberglass tape. I just like to pinch the cable in my fingers as it's going around so I can keep it flat. Thank you. This tape's just primarily to protect, act as an armor for the other tapes. And I like to cut it unless the spools are a little bit less weighted. It's just easier to control the tape and the cable and make sure that it's as flat as it can be.
You notice that if it's a little windy out, then that plays a factor too.
Yeah, I mean, it can play havoc with you, but it's primarily just your first roll of your first wrap of fiberglass. That's nice to do. It's just nice to be able to do your first wrap, cut it so it's nice and flat, and then
Then just crank away on the other.
yeah, and then your second wrap you can just get after it.
Gotcha.
But this way here, at least
You got better control of the wire.
you got better control of the wire, and it's flat. And
Oops, sorry.
no, you're good.
You cut another piece, or
I'll just use the roll now. It's nice and flat. Turned out good.
How many layers of that you put on?
Two layers of the fiberglass tape. Go with our Super 88, and this is basically just ensure that that's not going to come undone when it's going downhole. Holds that fiberglass in place real well. Doesn't really have any insulating properties. It's just a good way to keep this fiberglass to ensure it's not going to unwrap. I like to just run one wrap like I just did and that actually will keep this cable from collapsing and going flat, or into a ball on the end, circular. And that's our completed splice.
What depths do you typically take that to?
This depth on say a number 4 cable, I've actually ran them down to about 10,500 feet. This is the with minor changes, it's pretty close to the standard of API standard for oil field splice. On the oil field splice, leaded armored cable, we would re-armor the splice. We would re-lead the splice because certain downhole tools actually are grounded by the lead all the way to the surface, and it also, the lead helps keep the noise out of the DC voltage coming up hole. So